time, the whole thing was shadowing us, right behind us, right on the side of us. You could kind of see the thing moving through the woods.
All I can remember is flipping the light on, and I see this creature, and I knew in my heart, I knew in my mind, and the whole night, this isn't a man.
And then this thing walks across the road, takes a turn towards us, and then leaps over a guardrail.
Went to look forward, and there was a big black face.
Welcome to Squatch-D TV, exploring the Bigfoot mystery each week with your hosts, veteran researcher, author, and TV personality, the Squatch Detective, Steve Kulls, and from the Bigfoot Research Project of Kentucky, Chris Bennett. Sit back and buckle up as we bring you guests from around North America discussing the Bigfoot phenomena, but not without a few laughs, too. Here are your hosts, Steve and Chris.
Hey, good evening, cyberspace. Welcome to Squatch-D TV for today's date, September 25th, 2022. I'm your host, your guide, the Squatch Detective, Steve Kulls. Hey, guess who's back too? It's Mr. Chris Bennett right down there. Hello, Chris.
Good to see you, buddy.
What's going on?
Same old stuff. We've been trying to enjoy the weather, cooler weather now, finally. And not a whole lot been going on here locally, Bigfoot wise, but you never know. I mean, somebody could be spotting one right now.
Well, as you know, I always have something in my bag of goodies. And I'm glad the inventory season is over with, so I'm back. Everybody gets worried a lot too, you know, when we have a hiatus due to like the inventory schedule.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, is everything okay? No, we're all good.
Oh yeah.
Just a real busy summer.
Now always at the end of the summer, it seems like, you know, you're always getting a list of stuff that has to be done before winter gets here. You know, you got to paint that door trim, you got to scrape a window or paint a window. It's always something, man. And of course, you know, I've been living in a construction zone for a couple of years, so it seemed like, you know, 24 hours a day, you know, there's always something to do. Never get tired. Never get tired. You can wake up and find something different to do every day.
Finding the trackway said Coles finally escaped Area 51.5. Ain't that the truth? But wow, chat room is packed. Well, I got to tell you, you talk about all the summer things that went on, you know, like, oh, we had to, there's, all the chores you got to get done and, you know, painting and yada, yada, yada. Yeah. No, me, what did I have to do? I had to move. A lot of people don't know because, I think before we signed up, I think our last show was like June 12th. It was Father's Day.
Been a while ago,
yeah. Yeah, it was a Father's Day show. And I think it was June 15th. We were, me and Sherry were told that, oh, by the way, your building is sold, and the new owners would like everybody out as quick as possible. Now, I know I have time, but I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm in a place that I that they want you out quick, So bust a move, bought a house. Here I am. I now live in the same county as Whitehall. I live in Washington County, New York. I'm on the southern side, but and Whitehall is pretty much on the northern side.
Yeah.
But still, I'm only 25 minutes from Whitehall now.
Oh, that's cool.
Really cool. Really cool to be out that way. And
great area.
So this is a whole new setup, a whole new studio, a little reconfigured, but everything seems to be working great. Got a lot of room, a lot more room than I had. Yeah. So,
well, that's the nice place about owning your own place, man. You don't have to worry if somebody comes and tells you have to move. You tell them, well, just go F off.
Yep. And the other beautiful thing is the amount of room I've had has like doubled. So I got a much more comfortable atmosphere. I got a little room to move around during the podcast.
That's important. Yeah.
And we got everything over here in perfect shape. So here we are. Now, one other thing too. Well, we were told June 15th that, it was the beginning of June when me and Sherry decided to do something.
Right.
That's right.
Congrats. Yes.
So, yeah.
I don't know.
Forgot that the last show I was still a single.
Yeah, I don't think everybody knows about this yet unless they follow you on Facebook.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So,
sorry, ladies. It's married man now.
Yep. Yep. I had to put my fancy shoes back in the closet. But anyway, so here we are. Yesterday, well, first of all, let's talk about what happened since we've been off. Not necessarily with us, but the Bigfooting world lost a couple of decent people. If you've heard the honorariums for Terry Arnold of the, I believe, Sasquatch Odyssey podcast. He was one of the hosts of that show, the main host.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago, he was involved in a motor vehicle accident, which cost him his life, and very sad. And we want to wish, his family and his friends and all his listeners out there our condolences on behalf of me and Chris. It's so tragic when, he wasn't a young man, but he wasn't an old man either. So he's taken way too much before his time.
Well, yeah, it's terrible. I mean, we're not given enough time as it is. And then when it's taken away through accident, that's even worse.
Yep. And then while that was going on, I found out the day before Kerry had passed on, I found out Jan Allen, a very well-known long-term Georgia Bigfoot researcher. I've been on his podcast a couple of times.
Yeah.
Jan Allen passed away. So just, rough month of September for some people.
Yeah.
So, but, but anyway, we started, this season up, of course. Another thing too was the Squatchtober Fest, which is put on in Massachusetts by the great group Squatchachusetts and John Wilk. That had to be canceled because the venue decided, well, we're going to put in new carpeting that weekend. So you're going to have to move your event or, go to another venue. So at that point in time, with only T-minus like 6 weeks to go, John was like, nope, I'm just going to call it off. So unfortunately, that event's not going to happen. But October 22nd is the Chautauqua Lake, New York Bigfoot Expo.
Yeah.
And myself, Dr. Meldrum, Jeff Meldrum will be out there. I believe Seth Breedlove, Paul Matea will be out there to dazzle the people going. So it should be a good time out there. But yesterday kicked off the season a bit with the Whitehall Sasquatch Festival in Whitehall. calling contest festival. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And it's not working. What is?
The chat room is really hopping. There is a lot of folks in there.
You know what? Of course.
We need to do a roll call.
Yes, we will. I'm trying to get this. It's turning out that, everything was working fine earlier and I was testing it. And now I can't get any of the pictures to show up.
Oh no.
It was stuck on that one. So anyway, there we are. I'm just going to,
I'm going to peel open another banana nut cupcake.
There we go. So that was my station yesterday. Probably saw it. And, so people talk about like the Ohio Bigfoot Conference being one of the biggest Bigfoot conferences. The Whitehall one sees about 2,000 people in a 6-hour period. Wow. When we did the calling contest, it was greater numbers in the stands for the calling contest than last year. So there must have been close to, several, probably several hundred people sitting there watching the calling contest. And what a great crowd that was.
That looks like a lot of fun. Man, I wished I lived closer. I would love to go up there during that. And heck, I'd probably even participate just for the heck of it.
And of course, it's emceed by me. Of course, my wisecracking too during the contest. I try to keep everybody laughing and engaged, and it worked out pretty well. And it was kind of funny because while we were waiting for the judges to tabulate stuff, I was being interactive with the crowd, asking them, questions like how many people here believe in Bigfoot, how many people have had sightings, how many keep them all involved and entertained, and really a good time. And the kids were great. Every kid that participated got an ice cream card, for free ice cream cone at our local ice cream stores. Oh. And it's good time.
There's ice cream involved in this. I'm definitely going to have to check this out.
Yep. And the funny thing is the runner-up for the winning adult was the same runner-up from last year. She still didn't make it. 2 years in a row. And I thought she had a chance this year, but nope. So I don't know.
The main thing, it was a lot of fun. And it's never can go wrong when you got people get together and have fun, and then not hurting anybody.
And of course,
fellowship,
And of course, Mike Antak is out there.
Yeah, hey, Mike.
And Paul Bartholomew, author of Monsters of the Northwoods, one of the authors, and Bigfoot in New York and New England. He was there. We go back many, many years. In fact, Paul is one of my. Not only is Bill Brand one of my mentors, but Paul is also one of my mentors too. So it's good to have. And then we all went to dinner afterwards after the show, and we had a great time. And it was wow, it's always so much fun. And the stories, and that's
come on, switch over for us. You can do it.
Yeah, it's not doing it. There we are. So the stories there were for now. Let's go down the roll call. So we haven't done the roll call yet.
Oh,
and of course, been a while. I gotta go all the way to the top. So first in the doors today was Lance Windsor. Hello, Lance. Welcome, welcome. Brian McMahon, welcome, sir. Low Rider. Angel Nolan, what's up? Ammon Chris with his typical greetings, mortals.
Angel.
John Swan's in the house. Don Fuller, Jay Fritz. Of course, Sherry's in the house. My Eyes, Lockbeard, Patty Troy, Mike S is in the house. Wade Wood, good to see you, Wade.
Mike.
Joe Dryden, of course, Mike Antak from Tactical Bigfoot Research. Gary Johnson, Pat Cassidy, Finding the Trackway, Jen, Karen and Nickus, first timer. Well, welcome, Karen. Enjoy yourself.
Karen.
We're gonna be talking Bigfoot here in a little bit. Arthur Watch.
Welcome.
Arthur Watch in the house.
Arthur.
Flutang.
All right.
Maybe he's part of the Flutang crew.
That's cool.
DM Zabo is in the house as well. Michael Haywood. And going down.
It's jumping.
Grasshopper's in there.
Grasshopper. Good save, huh?
Uncle Bones too. Uncle Bones is in the house.
Uncle Bones. Been a while.
And of course, something to Sasquatch about. And I think I saw Brian and Chewy go hiking. They're in the house. Nikki, Hairy Man, Hoaxes and Hoodwinks. She's in the house. And of course, we know Bigfoot Okanagan's in the house. Leon. Good to hear from you, brother. I know.
Good to see
you. It's been a tough year for you. We're all glad to see you're here. And of course, Mick Scion is back. Siphon is back in the house with his meatloaf.
Good to see you, buddy.
With the meatloaf. Of course, Sandra Piper's in the house as well. Sandra? Dale Boswell. Hey, Dale, what's going on? Dale? And it would not be a complete night without Joe Snyder from Western New York Bigfoot.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you, bud.
So, and Joe had a rough September as well. You know, he had a little bit of a hospital stay, so I'm glad to see he's back in action. So, tough month for a lot of people. Tough couple of months.
Yeah,
just a little bit. But here we are. So
we'll focus on the positive.
Absolutely. Well, anything Bigfoot is positive, even if it's negative.
True enough.
Speaking of which, you know, it's amazing when I go to these things. I heard, you know, a couple of real good sighting reports. You know, nothing out of, you know, really extraordinary.
Yeah.
But you know, some sightings on properties, and there's actually one guy that now has my card that has some activity going on in the Whitehall proper area. So he's got my card. I asked him to give me a call. Stuff happens, so we're kind of hoping that we'll get a call. Now, last night, after the event, myself and Mike Gann and Alex Petikoff, we all, along with Sherry and Alex's brother Eli, we all went out to an area, and it was kind of funny because we were there for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then all of a sudden we started seeing something on Therm, and so we started going after it. And eventually we realized it was a bear. The bear just kept running away from us. Like, oh man, people keep bothering me.
Yeah,
because we're getting closer, trying to like, what is it? Let's get closer. Okay, moved over there. Let's go over here. And
I guess that's kind of you've got a big heat signature. Of course, you want to get over there and see what it is, but I wouldn't want to get too close to the bear though. But
we did see. We also saw a porcupine last night. Making its way. Of course, the field mice, of course. But we went into an area that I normally don't go into, so it was kind of neat to tromp around an area relatively untouched by me in the past.
Yeah.
Again,
porcupines climbing up trees.
No. But if it was, we'd be calling it a Bigfoot. That's funny.
Well, you saw a porcupine. I was wondering if you might have saw one go up a tree.
Just because of that, Chris. Just because of that.
Is it in there?
There. There.
That's good. Yes.
And yes, Leon, there'll probably be a response video to that one too. Actually, it kind of looks like if I put my head just right, it looks like I got a hair.
Oh God.
Anyway, yes. So, I did my presentation yesterday on of course, Bigfoot hoaxes and some of the rationales. And the funny thing is my projector didn't work correctly. It wasn't bright enough for the outside event. So I winged it And I actually ended up talking for about 40 minutes or so, just winging my own stuff without any graphic aids or without any without any, because usually when you do the PowerPoint, that kind of keeps you on track.
Yeah. What am I talking about? Look back. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But not so much this time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man. But we muddled through it and we got it. And everybody had a good time. So it looks like what I do is when something like that happens, I just turn around and try to engage the audience, ask them questions, give them feedback, have some fun with them. That generally will, keep the conversation going very well.
That's right. People go there, to be educated and entertained. They didn't go there to be bored to death. So, it's really good. And I know you work with the audience very well.
I sure do. I pay him well too. No, here, just stay here. Here's $1. Stay here for the duration. Here you go. No, really. If anything, I'm seeing is a lot of people are having sightings, or a lot of people are sharing their sightings, especially at this event. And when I go there, it's like at least 10 to 15 sighting reports that I get when I go there. So I give them information. If they have any more activity, give me a call. So I always keep my fingers crossed that within the next few weeks there'll be a phone call saying, hey, remember that I was telling you about that? This happened. So we'll see what happens. Have to excuse my voice today. I did a lot of talking yesterday, and I had laryngitis going into it. So, but my voice is getting stronger and better by the day. So, just a little bit of a tip today. What was I going to ask or say? Guess who made an emergence today of all days? The Bigfoot peeper photo guy.
Oh no.
Yeah. He started posting he's made very well aware again that I'm there, and he knows. And he started posting them in one of the Facebook groups again today. He has a new profile, which he posted them up in his new profile. He's now going by his real name. But I talked to the administrators and said, hey, look, not only is this guy a hoaxer, not that, if it's a hoax, you can let it stay. I don't care.
Yeah.
But the fact is, he's a convicted child molester.
Yeah.
And
that's not so good about staying.
Right. Brian McMahon says the peeper has repeeped.
Yeah.
I guess he's a peep defender. Yeah. Oh, that's a bad joke.
Oh boy.
Repeat defender.
He would do better just to go away and kind of slither off somewhere and stay.
So they have taken all his Bigfoot peeper posts down. I noticed I couldn't see his profile after, because I responded right to his to the post. Yeah. I put my blog spot. I put my blogs up that I'd written about it originally. I put out there, if you don't think so, here's his criminal record.
Right.
So the administrators took all his posts down. So I go to check his profile again, and it's not there. Well, don't worry, folks. Steve has another account that he doesn't use for anything. So I checked on that. So yeah, he blocked me. All right. He blocked me. All right. But guess what's not on his page anymore? Any of the Bigfoot peeper, Bigfoot peeper. So he took them all down on his own page. So hopefully that'll keep him out of the game.
Yeah. Don't really know why he would be using those other than to draw in people.
Well, like I said, the number one reason why people like that do that is because they have this need to feel accepted and part of a community.
Yeah.
Think about the stigma he has behind him, and rightfully so.
Well, he is part of a community.
Yeah. Yeah, he sure is. So, he's going to try to infiltrate. And it was kind of funny because somebody there had asked him, and it's a shame that, people don't pay attention to what's going on. Of course, that was a couple of years ago. And people didn't pay pay attention to what's going on. And somebody even said, wait a minute. You said your name is Jonathan Yeoman. Are you a relative of Scott Yeoman? This is the guy who had the videos. He goes, no, it's me. Oh, wow. He admitted that he was John Yeoman, which was surprising. So he's starting to use his own name again on Facebook, which I guess is a good sign. But, what the disturbing part is this is one of his Facebook profiles. And that's just disturbing to me that a convicted child molester would have a shirtless child on his Facebook page. So that's why I have a lot of trepidation on that. That's not the current one he's using, but that's one of like 4 different Facebook pages he has, which is troubling in and of itself as well. So if you think, and originally I thought, well, he's probably doing it, because he wants to be accepted in the community, but he's got at least 4, maybe 5 different Facebook profiles. Like I can't find the Scott Yeoman one anymore. I don't know if he blocked me on that one or what the story was.
That's a little concerning right there. Multiple sock puppets.
Well, they're not socks because he says who he is, but he can switch back and forth. If he gets caught on one, he can switch to another one without losing. And there's like 4, like I said, there's 4 or 5 different ones. This coming from a guy who got caught, working as a Santa's, after his conviction, got caught as working as a Santa's elf, at a mall Santa Claus group. And you think about that, this person's not a good person, and the police said, well, there appears to be no violation of the law because, nobody has come forward to say anything happened. But come on, man. If you're a convicted child molester and you're trying to work with children or work in a place where you're dealing with children every day, that's kind of messed up.
That's not exactly, definitely wouldn't want him to treat a substituting or something for preschool or first grade or something either.
That would be like an opioid addict, a guy who's been convicted of all these opioids trying to get a job at a drugstore.
Yes.
It's just asking for trouble.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it looks like, and it was a quick dispatch. So we've dispatched him quickly, and hopefully we won't see him again anytime soon.
Good.
The other thing I've noticed is it's been really quiet from a lot of the hoaxers lately.
They probably got working on something new.
Well, I mean, I haven't heard much from about Standing or Newton Perry or any of that stuff lately. It's just been really even talking to some of my Whitehall contacts, it's been really quiet. But yesterday we did get some reports, and they range everywhere from 2019 till a couple of weeks ago.
Well, it seems like, I don't know, in Kentucky during the summer months, everything kind of quiets down a little bit. And I'm not certain if there's a reason for that other than maybe there's more foliage, so you can't see them. In the early spring, late spring, and fall, all the leaves are gone. So, yeah, you can look through the woods and see a long ways. But
the other thing, too,
15 feet away.
I have noticed is COVID really changed the way a lot of people behave. I remember days. I remember days that you would go like a week after Labor Day, nobody would be in my areas. Nobody. Gone. I went, last night, and for the last couple of weeks, there, the majority of the campsites are full. Now I do know a remote area that I knew probably nobody would be at. Like I got to that one, but like my areas are always packed with people now.
Yeah.
And that was something that was a result of COVID. I think people, because of COVID, got, stir crazy and they started getting out to nature. And now it's become habit to them, which isn't intrinsically a bad thing.
No, that's good.
But the problem is now it's hampering research. It's like,
well, it's good. Everybody get out and get into nature a little bit every now and then.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Breathe some fresh air.
Yeah, and like Sherry's saying, I couldn't believe there were people camped out. That's very true. It was going down to the maybe even the high 30s last night up in the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
Power to them. They hung in there and they're camping. So
when I was younger, camping out was really a fun thing. I really enjoyed that. But now, as I've gotten a little bit a little older, it's not so much fun sleeping on the ground and stuff. And I like to have a microwave oven. I like to drink my drinks cold.
I like dragging my cot in now. I have a camp cot, a Coleman camp cot. I bring that with me now because you're right. The old bones don't do so well on the ground. Even with a mattress or an air mattress
those air mattresses. If you're lucky, you'll get one use out of it before it gets a hole.
Yep.
Where'd my hole go? I woke up and I'm on the ground again.
Yeah. Finding the trackway said now there's even tent AC units. Yeah.
I saw some of those. Those are pretty cool. I saw them in, years ago, they had this movie, what was it? Congo. And they brought out this little square AC unit and said, yeah, would you like air conditioning? And I thought, yeah, that's just for the movie, Well, now, I don't know if it was or not, but they've got them. They have got them. It's really cool.
Yep.
Naturism. Yeah, Mick. Get back to naturism. Well, nature, actually. I don't think I should say naturism. That sounds like a naked body thing.
Yeah. And as far as, I noticed Nick said something about he wished he could, flush out Biscardi so he would try something again. Truthfully, I don't think we're going to see Biscardi too much anymore. Number one, he's, TFO.
Yeah.
You know what TFO is, right, Chris?
I think what I think it is, but I'm not going to say it.
Too old.
Okay.
Well, actually,
TEFO.
He's
OAF.
He's too old. He's too old. So
old AF.
Yeah, I don't think, and the fact that he sold, what was it, Bigfoot Project Investments to some other company that eventually changed their name, got rid of the Bigfoot ticker on the stock market.
Yeah.
That they were on, and so that's kind of interesting. And I think, he's sitting on a little wad of money, and I think there's going to be some lawsuits over that. I'm not sure. But
it's coming. Yes.
Yeah. So I just don't know. I don't think we're going to see him too often. And I think Nikki can be a good reference on this one too, with Nikki Cologne, that, since Mr. Dyer's appearance on, Hairy Man, Hoaxes, and Hoodwinks, I don't think he's emerged or made a peep afterward.
Yeah, I think Rick's done. He's not going to fool with it anymore. I mean, it might have been fun for a little while, but it gets kind of old. Oh, Steve.
Yes, and Biscardi in the home. Nurse, get me a peach snapple.
He may be getting tired of the game too.
Uh-oh.
He's back. Okay.
Nikki, if I send you a link and you want to pop on, I got to hear this. I got to hear this. It's always fun to.
You talking about Rick Dyer?
Yeah.
I figured he was done with the Bigfoot stuff.
Oh, let's do this. I'm gonna.
It would be nice to see him go for round 3, though. You know, or wait a minute, no, round 4. I can't remember. Let's see. One, he had the Georgia Hawks. The second one was, what was the name of the big fake Bigfoot in the glass case?
Hank.
Okay. Second one was Hank, and the third one was he claimed he had a Bigfoot baby or something. That's the one you flew out to, where was L.A. or something, wasn't it, Steve?
When he's back, I had a flash of a John Delancey with a mariachi band. That is. Well, you see, there it is. There is things that make life interesting sometimes. This I gotta hear. So, oh. Well, hello, Nikki.
Nikki.
Hey, hold on. Let me get off this headphones here. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Sound good.
Huh.
So he's back.
Yes. Yes, he has been making new TikToks talking about how he is getting involved in some kind of network that is sponsoring him to do an expedition.
Okay.
Right.
So what's his attitude been? Has he been slamming people? Or
cocky as ever.
Yep.
Totally saying now that, you know how on my show, he pretty much gave it up. Everything was fake. And even behind the scenes, he said more. But nope, everything's back to being real. And he's the best Bigfoot hunter there is. And yeah, he's making. Oops. Somebody's calling me. So yeah, he is back at it. And it just started just recently, like maybe since you've been gone, a month maybe.
So anyway, Matt from Matt says, "Sharpen the knives, folks."
Oh no!
I think we lost.
Oh, Nikki, where'd you go? Well, if he's coming back just full of confidence and all cocky and stuff, I guess maybe he is coming back after it again, going for number 4.
Yeah. Hey, and Mike Stetton's in the house. Great seeing you yesterday, Mike. And thank you for the kind words. There she is.
Biggie's back.
Yeah, so that's phenomenal. So, so now that we have, finding that was Dyer, Nikki, finding the track where he says that was Dyer speed dialing her.
Wait, don't say anything.
So,
yeah, and now he's even saying that like all the big P&G's fake. There's all these lies in the community and stuff like that too. He's like calling out other hoaxers.
Well, my big concern is him saying that the tent video and the rib, with the ribs and all that stuff was real. And
yeah, let me show. I'll show you what I'm looking at right now. Can I change this view or do I have to go like this?
Oh God, that's on TikTok, huh? He's not doing the YouTube, is he? Let's put that up on the large screen.
Oh. Can you put that in the middle screen? There we go.
Ah, nice.
All that's on TikTok. Oh.
Oh. Well, there you have it. Oh, yeah, I killed Bigfoot, blah, blah, blah. Well, okay. So since we have you on, Nikki, and let's go back to our here that we were at.
I bet Nikki's muted.
Now a lot of people don't know this, and this is great because now we have something to latch on to. Having Chris said that whole page looked like a TV store from hell.
Well, if he's gonna, if he's
negative. I did not say that, Nick. I asked if he was saying that.
The tent was real. I'm pretty certain.
So
the tent was real. That's about the only thing in that video.
Okay, when Nikki's ready to unmute, we'll.
Oh,
there we go.
I'm trying to get on my real computer because I can barely hear you.
Okay. Well, you wanna pop back on in a second?
Yeah, let me get a second. I'm starting her back up.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
that's going to be interesting news.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets back in, buddy, he's gonna go. I guarantee he's gonna go full bore. He's the greatest, and he's gonna start throwing rocks at everybody else. You know.
Maybe he thought I retired and wanted to get me out of retirement again. I don't know.
This is going to be funny, and no personal issues against Rick Dyer. Rick, if you're out there listening, no issues against you at all. I think it's hilarious, but man, I really wish you wouldn't do this again. It's 3 or 4 times. I don't know that. Whatever, you've had enough, man. You've had enough.
I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. You can get through to Rick, and then after a while, it wears off.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's almost like a form of alcohol, or drug addiction, or, and hey, you know what? Don't let me say this very clearly. I'm addicted to nicotine, so I understand. I understand addiction. So I'll quit. I'll go to vaping. But I'm still satisfying that urge for the nicotine.
Right.
I've quit for a couple of days and then go back. I understand. And that's basically what his addiction is, this compulsive lying and getting into this drama. That's his addiction. And it may, you may get him to like swear off it for a while, but he comes back.
Now watch when he comes back. If he does come back in, which, maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know. But if he does come back in, he's going to be all straight out. He's going to say, my Bigfoot Hank was real. The government made me lie about the body. They took the body. It's going to come. It's going to be great. It's going to be.
That's what's known as someone in dire straits.
One thing you could say about Rick Dyer is he was entertaining, but
I didn't find him entertaining.
Oh, I thought it was. It's hilarious.
He was. Well, sometimes, but when he got personal, like calling Lauren Coleman a child molester, and falsifying stories against people, and
that's over the top.
Implicating people that were responsible for things that they weren't responsible for.
That's over the top. Right.
And that's why at that point I tend to lose the sense of humor in everything.
Well, see, that's different. That's part of his plan on attacking others to make himself look better.
Right,
that's
exactly.
That's all part of that. It's just he went a little bit too deep into that part of his plan. He should not have went that deep.
Well, you know what we call that person, and we call that a sociopath.
Yeah.
When somebody, and of course, because he's back doing this, that just shows his sociopathic tendencies. You know, I hate to say that. How many times are we going to play this game? How he's the greatest? Because, and when Nikki comes back on, we're going to talk a little bit about what he said after the show that she had him on.
Yeah,
and just unreal.
But you know, the only thing is the bad thing about it is there's going to be people that are new in the field or people that never first time hearing of Bigfoot or anything. He's going to fool some people. He's going to fool some.
Absolutely.
You know? And that's the bad thing about it, you know.
You know, when you think about Sasquatch, Ontario, you know, that the guy with all the videos out there, oh, here I am, Bigfoot. You know, you hear all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. He's got a lot of followers believing that garbage.
Right.
And, you know, he was outed by his own partner for a while.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, what a tangled
There's
web.
Nikki back.
I shut everything down after my show. And then it's like, taking time, coming back up.
Yeah. You notice how the computers never work fast when you need them to.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, now you have to take 5 minutes to start. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we start, we're updating.
Oh, those are the worst.
That's when you want to take.
Yeah. Never tried to do a show and just start, up before a show. You got to get in there early. Make sure everything turns on.
So, as you know, one of my, I don't know why, but the topic of Rick Dyer, although Chris, it does entertain me a bit. Yeah. It does give me a little gumption to say, oh, okay, yeah. Here we go again.
I was like, oh, my Bigfoot soap opera is starting all over again. Because I have the opportunity to comment in there and say, hey, check out my show here and about what Rick's saying. And that would contradict half the shit he's saying on his TikTok. But if I do that, then he'll probably, I don't know how he'll act. I don't know if he'll delete me or block me. And then I won't be able to see everything else without having a fake channel or something.
But if a certain person who has a penchant for busting hoaxers sometimes takes a few clips from your show and puts it out there and says, hey, he said this then.
You're welcome. You are welcome to do so. Almighty, you can do that.
Now the real interesting thing was, and we didn't really speak about this publicly, but since he's out there with this new agenda, with this new party line, I don't think you would either. I have no qualms in talking about what he said after the show.
Yeah, no, I don't.
He basically, I wore him down pretty damn good, I thought, at that point in time. Because eventually he turned around and admitted to all of us that, including Pat Turner, he admitted to all of us that all his videos were crap. It was all fake, and it was worked out between him and Morgan Matthews, and that was that. And he felt bad about it at the time.
He told us who was in the suit in the tent video. He told us what other shows he's been in. He told us what an a-hole he was because all he was doing was complaining about how hot the suit was. He did all that. He said, no, it's not.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah. So, there were things.
Instead of concentrating on one of the older hoaxes, he may try to come out with a new one. He could say, well, those were fake. Okay, I was just having some fun. But this one is real,
Well, that was what I was wondering. I go, I wanted him to clarify that the tent video was fake for all, because he always said that's the only real one. That was the only real one, and the Morgan Matthews thing. He's always stuck to those two as being real.
But we broke them. Yeah. We broke them.
And by the end of our conversation, he was like, no, everything was fake. Morgan was in on it. Everything
It was just all made up, the whole thing.
You know, I almost wonder if Rick takes a medication to control his behavior sometimes. And when he gets off that medication, he starts going off the rails again because, you know, by the end of the show, he was apologizing to everybody there.
Oops, sorry. He's live right now.
Oh, God. I wonder if he's talking about us.
I don't know. That's what I'm going to check right now. Hold on.
Oh, and give us, you know, since we can't air that, listen to it and give us a play-by-play. That's ought to be fun. I love live TV or radio.
Oh, shoot. Well, it doesn't say my whole name. It has my fake name on there. He's just reading comments. He's just saying comments.
Process to importing your car.
Oh, he's talking car stuff right now.
Okay. What's he on TikTok?
Yeah, live on TikTok.
Oh, then that's not a violation of YouTube. If he was live on YouTube, then we'd be in trouble. And obviously we're not.
Yeah, no, it's on TikTok.
Maybe he's going to start a new car dealership and needs some a little media attention. Maybe
He's
like
trying
Bigfoot
to
Motors.
get everybody. Yeah, it's kind of a mix of things, but mostly that channel is his.
You know, I would hope a Bigfoot bought one of his used cars. It goes wrong and he beats the bejesus out of him. Oh, you found Bigfoot, all right.
Yeah. But, you know, it would be interesting to see what he comes up with. I mean, you know, I've enjoyed, you know, the photos that he had with the Georgia Bigfoot hoax, you know, the photos of the live creature before they supposedly shot it. You know, that was hilarious, you know.
That was actually a stolen picture as well.
Oh, was it?
Yes, the live one before they shot it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the guy's name was Tim Siemens that had taken that picture.
Yeah, that was one of the suits that puts the Bigfoot head on top of your head.
And that was a hoax too, and a long story behind that one as well. But
it was rich. I enjoyed it.
I didn't. That was a horrible time.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, but
Bigfoot is dangerous. Bigfoot must go. Read the book Missing 411 by David Pilatus. Thousands of people have been reported missing in deep woods and in national forests, and it's because of Bigfoot.
It's because of Bigfoot. You know what?
Bigfoot hunting 101.
Bigfoot hunting 101.
From the greatest Bigfoot tracker of all time. Number one, if you go looking for Bigfoot, then you're going to go look a long time.
Hold on, pause
never
that.
Find anything.
Every time he goes to a point, pause him. Okay, so if you're looking for Bigfoot, you're going to hunt for a long time. Duh.
By the time you track Bigfoot and you get to where he was an hour ago, he's done 10 miles ahead of you.
Now, is that factual? Or maybe he did 9.5? How about 8 3/4?
I don't know.
Next point.
You really can't chase. You can't track. You have to lure. Exactly.
Okay, stop. Number one, what an idiot. You can't track. You can track anything that walks in the forest.
Yeah.
And of course, to lure them, you got to use Walmart ribs.
Right. You got to have the ribs.
To you. How do I do that? The greatest tracker in the world? I have a billy goat. I take him with me to the sky.
I hadn't heard that one before.
I almost spit ski on my monitor then. That's dangerous.
Oh, man.
How does the greatest Bigfoot tracker in the world draw him in? He has a billy goat.
Oh, my goodness. I see a meme coming up in my head.
Along with deer urine.
Deer urine.
If you want
Hold on. Then I should have a shitload of Bigfoot in my backyard because I got a ton of deer in my backyard. And I'm sure they're not using the toilet to pee either.
This is the first time that
I don't know what this one
That's
is.
pretty funny.
His wife is putting his socks on. Why would he put that on there?
You are looking at the greatest Bigfoot hunter of all time, the master tracker, Rick Dyer. Being a master tracker, being the greatest of all time, I need great Bigfoot trackers behind me. If you got what it takes to join my elite group, Team Tracker Bigfoot, contact me immediately.
Oh, everybody in the chat room, go over to that site and contact him immediately. Tell him how much you want to be part of his team.
Nope, he's doing it all over again.
And you know what? The funny thing is, I know some of our wise asses in the chat room tonight. They'll do it. Yes, they will.
We're going to talk about jealousy. Yes, there's jealousy in Bigfoot, especially when it comes to me. I can't help it that God made me who I am. The greatest Bigfoot tracker of all time. The most handsome Bigfoot guy ever in existence. This isn't
Hold on. Stop it right there.
Goddamn truth.
I've seen better faces on a clock. Anyway, continue on.
Oh, this is great.
I know. I'm telling you.
You see, other Bigfoot hunters have been trying this for 20 or 30 years. They have 200 followers. Then I come on the scene in 2008 and turn the Bigfoot world upside down by dragging a dead Bigfoot out of Fall Creek Falls, Tennessee.
Hold on, stop. Is he going back to saying the first Bigfoot is real too?
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like it, yeah.
He's starting all over again. And he's got a whole new group of people, you know? Because they don't know.
Well, no wonder all of a sudden I've seen. Now, hold on. You know, when we want to hear something funny, is like my book, 50 Large, was written about the 2008 Bigfoot hoax. And the funny thing is all of a sudden, about a month ago, I noticed, geez, seems to be a lot of interest in this book again. Now I know why.
Yeah, I bet you. Your names come up and they're researched you and checked you out. Bigfoot truth, Bigfoot tracking goats. He's got Bigfoot tracking goats. That's what he's got.
And don't forget, his car is probably pulled by reindeer.
This is interesting, though. Yeah. I wonder, whether he was going to come up with something brand new or he's going to go back and rewrite history, and say, oh, no, it was all real. The government took it away.
Somebody says, are you an expert? And then he responds to
Don Fuller said he's headed there after the show to put his resume in.
Expert? What do you think? I touched, I felt, I drug a Bigfoot out of the woods and had to deal with the motherfucking man in black. Am I an expert? I had the most watched, highest rated ever documentary on the Discovery Channel and the BBC. Am I an expert? I'm in a movie last year with Tom Green and Les Stroud. Who did I motherfucking play? I played myself. Are you an expert? I was in a movie.
He keeps going on and on.
Wow.
That's kind of a rant there. That's pretty, what's the word? Manic?
Oh, that's an interesting comment, Trackway. If he's charging people legally with my interview, he could that's fraud. That's, because, everything except the temp video. And did he ever on the live show say the Morgan Matthews stuff was fake?
I don't think so. I think that was
he
after.
Didn't, right? It was after.
It was afterwards.
So,
and there was enough witnesses to that too.
Yeah. Yeah. So crazy. He's crazy.
Well, that's the world known as Rick Dyer is crazy. Just completely, it's kind of stunning to me, actually.
You know, he's even showing the Bigfoot in the freezer and calling it real.
Yeah. Well.
So, and that
oh boy,
was 100% already proven on TV, on live, you know.
Well, if he had ever made any progress with dealing with whatever specific issue he has, it is really backslid now because he's back full blast. Sounds like
He's just trying to get views and trying to work something out. Bigfoot fraud. This one's called Bigfoot fraud.
I usually don't respond to these kind of comments because I don't like negativity, but I'm going to respond to this one. It says fraud is back. Let me tell you something. The Bigfoot community is nothing but a big fraud, and you're part of it. I'm the most honest person in the whole Bigfoot community. I tell you like it is. Have I hoaxed Bigfoot? Absolutely. Have I had a dead Bigfoot? Absolutely. You're what you call an armchair researcher. You don't leave the comfort of your house to search for Bigfoot. I'm hands-on, my friend. I'm the real deal. I'm the people you... I am the greatest Bigfoot hunter of all time.
Wow.
Oops.
Yeah, that's true.
He is right. You can get your wholesale license without a lot, but you can only sell to other
pics. People are saying show some pics, and he's saying no. See, people are asking questions like, so why are there no skeletons found? Do they live forever? Asking him like legit questions, like expecting him to. So there's people out there that don't know him, don't know his background. How to track a Bigfoot. Bigfoot and the Bigfoot community. Ooh, let's see if they say your name on that one. I don't know. Oops.
In the Bigfoot community, he is asking, why are you blackballed from the Bigfoot community? The Bigfoot community. I don't give a flying fuck about the Bigfoot community. There's so many goofballs in the Bigfoot community. It's absolutely hilarious. I mean, the way they think like a 2-year-old child. The thing is, I've seen Bigfoot with my own 2 eyes. I shot at Bigfoot. I am probably the only person that came in contact with Bigfoot. I touched, I felt, I dragged Bigfoot out of the woods. I probably can guarantee that I'm the only person that has done that. But I don't kiss ass. I don't go with their flow. I don't pay attention to their hierarchy. But to me, they're a bunch of cunts. You see, folks, I have found Bigfoot. I have touched Bigfoot. I have felt Bigfoot. And I have hoaxed. I have hoaxed twice on a very big scale.
We apologize to everybody for the strong language on this. Of course, this is nothing we knew was going to happen. So
I touched him. I dragged him.
Same thing he says over and over.
I touched him. I felt him. Boy, doesn't he sound like Carmine there? Maybe if we take a DNA test to Rick Dyer, we'll find out he's really Carmine's son.
He has one on Bob Gimlin. Too.
Gimlin, nah. I checked. I just don't want to put Bob through that BS.
Celebrity Bigfoot or daughter. Bigfoot face to face, and it's that picture from the show when it comes in face to face. You know nothing about Bigfoot. Bigfoot drones, Bigfoot or not. Bigfoot, 1967 Bigfoot lie number 1.
That must have been.
To his friends, Bob's Bigfoot role is old news.
It's Bob Hieronymus walking. It's the Bob Hieronymus thing. He's not talking on those. He's just showing Bob Hieronymus. And this is the most
Tom
recent.
scheduled a Bigfoot press conference in Palo Alto, California. Meanwhile, our jobs are saying, y'all better have a Bigfoot, because they had to get extra people to come and work to answer all the phone calls that were...
So that's the stuff he said on my show. He's talking about the fraud, the first fraud. Why is that one covered up? It says sensitive material, sensitive content. Oh, it's the temp video. That's all. No sound. It's no sound. It's just the temp video.
Yeah, because there never was any sound to it.
Oh, that's right.
Oops.
And that's it.
Which is issue number 1. If you think it's real, where's the sound?
So there you go.
I'm sure you're all aware of Officer Nolan's heroics.
That's it. Oops, I lost him.
So when was the last video did he post, Nikki? Was that?
Hold on a second. I lost it. Whoop. Okay, it was videos.
Oh, I see.
Oop, dang it. It says.
I see why he's ranting. He's got a little over 22 million views on his TikTok videos.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know when his last one was. They look mixed up right now. Hold on. Why can't I get to him? Oh, there's a Bigfoot tracker 1. Oh, there's a bunch of Bigfoot trackers on here. Okay, here we go. So, those ones were pinned. That's why they were out of order. I guess it would be this one then. That says 128. That can't be right. Let's see what this one says. 4 days ago. It says 4 days ago. This one says 3 days ago. This one says 122 today.
Interesting.
Well, if he's getting back into Bigfoot hoaxing again, he must be short on funds.
So today, yep, he posted today. Some commenter says, he's really in the psych ward, y'all, coming out of one of his episodes. This is what gives real Bigfoot researchers a bad name.
Good for that person. Here's the interesting thing, and I think Chris may have hit the head on the nail, or the nail on the head.
I understood.
Sorry, I'm a little bit. We are dyslexic. Sometimes life gives you melons. Anyway, Chris, I think you hit the nail on the head. Remember the last time, when you had him on a show, remember I brought up the fact that he was being sued big time. For his auto group, for his auto business. Right. He was going through a divorce. So you're right. I think he is hurting for money right now. And he's trying to find any way possible. Hey, you know what? Even if it's all baloney, he's going to get all these views on TikTok. If it's monetized, he's making some bank.
Right.
Yeah. The haters are the armchair researchers of the community. Swear to the foot, so don't let him chase you around the bush. And yes, I've seen on. They make no sense. I caught a Bigfoot 30 years ago. Bigfoot dead, spread word, stop looking. They're not very intelligent writers on here. So where's your proof? That's why Bigfoot stays in hiding. He don't want to let them get evidence. Jail for murder. I've seen 2. That's all the evidence I need. So what's up with the hospital video? I don't know what that is about.
I wonder if he did go to the hospital for.
Maybe he did. Maybe I might have to check into that.
And now he's off his meds.
Oh, and one says,
one
of the comments says, "Oh yeah, this guy is completely sane."
Yeah,
insane. That's what he meant to put. So,
if he had made any progress, he's definitely backslid a little bit. But it could be something like, maybe he's doing this because he does need money. Or
hey, curious. I like TikTok.
Maybe, just maybe, he's tired of being upstaged by the guy who created Zorth and Crew.
Maybe. It's very possible.
Because he's sounding just as crazy as him.
Well, so. I mean, don't worry. He's going to bring a bucket of rocks for the Zorth and Crew, too, I mean, he's going to be, if he's back at it like he was in the beginning, he's going to be throwing rocks at everybody and everything. Yep. And anything to bring the other people down, to elevate him back up to another level. Because if nothing else, it'll make the people he makes mad will view his TikTok or YouTube, whatever videos he's got going on.
But, he's had some false starts before.
Yes.
When he owned the automotive group there, he owned his own shop in Florida. Somehow that disappeared, and now next thing he surfaced again in, I think, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started this, I got my Bigfoot team and I got this guy and this guy. And it turns out all the guys were either mechanics or part of that auto business. Mm. They all had records. They were all not nice people. Then he goes on your show and says he's done, and he disappears.
Yeah, he swore to us he was done that night. He swore. He says, "Well, no, you aren't going to hear from me again. Why would I come on here and tell everybody, it was all fake if, I was going to come back and do something again." And yeah, he pretty much swore all that.
And then, one of our gaggle tried to say, well, I'd like to help him. We're like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to, and this is the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Because here we are, 4 months, 5 months later, and he's off the rails again. I knew it was coming.
It actually happened faster than I thought. I thought it would take a little bit longer. I did believe it would happen because I didn't believe anything he said, in regards to anything being real. So yeah, faster than I thought. But I think it's because he discovered TikTok and people are listening to him again. And he has a whole new group of followers away from YouTube,
I'm disappointed, really, because I thought that he had maybe learned from his error of his ways and maybe, decided he wasn't going to go that route.
You're dealing with an illness.
Yeah.
And until a lot of people realize this, that's why we have these people that, constantly, I got all this Bigfoot evidence. I got all this Bigfoot evidence. They have an illness. Something is broken up here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they keep coming back. Can't help themselves.
Right.
Not everybody is like that. Not everybody. There was a gentleman that we took some heat for, showing his body language before me and Leon and Chris. Right? He hasn't done it since. He had a lapse.
Mm-hmm.
And he was nice enough to say, yeah, go ahead, use this.
Yeah.
I want people to learn from it. These other folks are just, and that's why I speak with him in high regard. Because, that was it. It was a one-off. And I can live with a one-off. But I can't live with a 5 off or a 4 off or a 6.5 off. That's just like the drug addict who promises you, I'm going to go to rehab this time and it's going to work.
Yeah.
Or the abuser that says, I promise I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
And does it. This is all the same thing that's broken in the head there.
There's a difference between somebody that admits a mistake and says it won't happen again, and then it doesn't. and then the guy that gets busted every 2 weeks for doing the same thing over and over. When somebody makes a mistake and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry," that's not going to happen again. Yeah, I made a mistake. They've come to terms and they've actually made themselves a better person for it. They really have, and much respect. But with Rick, I'm kind of disappointed with him. I got to say, of course, he's not going to care whether I'm disappointed or not. But I thought he was had come around to owning what he had done, and was not going to do that kind of thing anymore. But I guess not. And if it is an illness of some type, or he could benefit from medication of some type, maybe he should. But that's his business. It's not mine.
I'm trying to see if maybe he does have a new YouTube channel. Let's see one. Not under his Bigfoot tracker, anyway.
So let me ask everybody the question, and chat, feel free to answer this as well in the comments. What do you think Rick's next move is? What do you think Rick's next move is? Because that he's got all this hype. This is the announcement stage, right?
Right.
Yep.
It is.
Now what's going to happen next? Nikki, what do you think?
I think he's really gonna roll up his try to get followers. He's gonna definitely try to get a bunch of followers behind him, people who really believe in him. He's gonna hype them up. He's gonna make a lot of promises to them. He's gonna tell them they're gonna make a lot of money, and if they follow him, because he's gonna lie to them. He's gonna say he's got big things and that he's got another Bigfoot he knows about or something like that. And that he's going to invite them to be on this expedition, and they're going to be able to get famous or infamous, either way. And it's just going to go same route, it's going to go full steam ahead. He's going to try to make as many videos and TikToks and Instagrams and whatever he can to make as much content as possible, and try to do the whole subscriber thing again. I'm sure try to get people to give him money. So that's what I see. It's going to happen all over again.
How about you, Chris?
Well, I think if he's starting up again, okay, he's not going to do this without a plan. He's got a plan. Mm-hmm. And right now he's in the announcement and hype stage. And if he stays true to form as he did before, he's going to get in there and not only promote himself to the people who have no idea who he is, he's also going to promote himself by throwing rocks at everybody that does know who he is. That way they'll view his content as well as the people who don't know who he is. But I'd say we've got something coming down the pipe that may be some sort of body hoax again. He's got the contacts where he knows how to create the Bigfoot body. This time they might be able to do a better one. It's very possible if he has a line on some way to import a gorilla body or a gorilla, he may end up trying to do some anatomy work on that.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I can see that.
There's going to be something going on, and it could be now. Excuse me. He has some connections in Thailand. His wife or ex-wife's family in Thailand, I think it is. So where we got Borneo. They've got.
Well, Thailand was just this vacation fling thing. Mm-hmm. But he's back with his wife again. They just celebrated their 15th wedding anniversary.
Right.
Oh, his wife and him are back together?
Yeah, they're back.
Okay.
She was pissed about the whole Thailand thing with the little girl.
Well, while he was there, he very possibly could have made some contacts in Borneo where they have orangutans, or somebody in that would have access to a full-grown adult orangutan. And if that's the case, it's very possible we could be looking at something
he would
like that.
be in so much trouble if he brought that over. If he had that shipped over in some way, that would be highly illegal.
Oh yeah, but that's no problem. If we're going to be hoaxing and creating one of the biggest frauds we can come up with, why should we care if we're going to do something a little illegal to get it started? I'm certain it's going to be something good. It's going to be better. He's going to be working off what he did last time and adding a little bit more to it to make it better than it was last time, because however long he got to fool people and pull the wool over their eyes wasn't long enough for him to make any serious money. So he's going to need something that's going to fool him a little bit longer, if not indefinitely. Of course, he's going to have to refuse DNA tests. He's going to, when the scientists show up with their DNA collection samples for sample kits, he's going to say, no, you ain't touching my Bigfoot, no.
His Twitter is still the old one.
Sasquatch Wizard Adirondacks wrote, I think he'll just start charging for expeditions, and then he'll fake the innocent when huge Bigfoot hoax is working for him in hopes that it will appear real, having the backing of the innocent. Well, very close. I don't think he's going to start charging for expeditions. He tried that once, and it went down very poorly for him.
Not much money.
Yeah. Well, what happened was there was a little legal problem. Yep. There was a little, let's face it, he is not an organizer. He's horrible in the woods. We've seen that through the Morgan Matthews movie, right?
Running around in his underwear. Yeah.
More than likely,
or falling over, tripping over things with his cowboy boots on.
He's going to do some sort of online promotion or exploitation of whatever the evidence that he comes up with, whatever he makes.
That's exactly right. He's going to create membership levels.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like he did the last time.
For sure, he's going to do that.
He's going to try to get as many people involved, and you're right, Chris, he's going to start throwing stones so he can maximize those views.
Right.
I think that's the way we're going to see it.
I mean,
if you notice, mm-hmm. The hoaxes he's successful with, like 2008 was not a successful hoax at all. It lasted 6 weeks and it was done.
Yeah.
Right. The 2012 hoax lasted almost for a year. And there's a reason why, because he never got anybody else involved.
Yeah.
He had that false start last year with the guys. Why do you think that failed? Because probably one of them said, hey, listen, I don't want to do this.
Right.
Or maybe both of them said they don't want to do this. And and then he ran into all these other problems. So I think the reason why we're seeing just Rick Dyer is because that's when it's successful. So knowing that, we should look back at the 2012 hoax and see what the game plan is. And the game plan is let me build up the excitement. Right. Let me get some memberships. Let me start some levels, and then I'll come up with the big evidence. Boom. And then get everybody. Now, whether it be a body, whether it be a video, whether it be whatever. Because now even more, I mean, that was 2012. Here we are 10 years later.
Yeah.
And CGI is a lot easier now to insert in videos.
Right. And if he's going to do it by like getting a views on a platform or something other, people's going to look at it. I know, I have no doubt in my mind what he comes up with is going to be ridiculous and fake and laughable. But you know what? I'm going to look at it. I will.
Now, Mike Stanton said this guy's a non-factor and needs to be ignored. No. You see, the problem happens is when we ignore people like Rick Dyer, they go on unchecked.
Right.
It's not always the Kool-Aid drinkers that follow these people. The reason why I know this, and I know this out of experience, because in 2012, 2013, there were so many people I turned that were his Kool-Aid drinking fans. They became my friends and my followers and my most ardent followers, and learning what you guys that have followed this show over the years have come to know. And they accepted it and learned and said, Bob, boy, do we make mistakes. He's taking advantage of people that don't know the history, that are new to the field. We owe them that. as the veterans, we owe them that they know the truth.
Yeah.
There's no ignoring them. Ignoring them only eggs them on. How did ignoring Todd Standing work? How did ignoring Linda Newton Perry work? How did, they only go away when you expose them.
Right.
That's the important thing. And I'm not mad. I'm just very passionate about ignoring doesn't work. Let me ask you a question. You ever had a bully on your tail before? How did ignoring work? Never works. Never works.
Just give them validation
them
to keep on doing it.
I'm going, right? Oh, ignore them. And that's what your school administrators told you. You know what they really need? And my father taught me this very well. When you have a bully and they start bullying you, you friggin' pop them right in the nose. Boom. That
we're not condoning violence.
Well, metaphorically. Yeah. Metaphorically.
But I think Steve, Curious Cryptid's got a point here too. It says, and then as soon as he gets the evidence, the government will steal it. I think that there's some truth in that, Steve, because I can see that happening. But I think what it'll be though, it'll be after he starts getting to where he can't put off people anymore from collecting like DNA, and then he's going to say, "Oh, the government came in and stole my Bigfoot."
Again, yeah.
It's got to be something good, believable.
And the fact is that he tried that in, I think, 2010 or 2011. Mm-hmm. And that was the Men in Black. Oh, the Men in Black came and took my Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris, take over the show for a second. I got to refresh something here.
Okay. Let me get my camera back on here. But he's done this before, though, but I just can't believe it. I'm in shock that he would do it again. I mean,
yeah.
If he's got something new coming down the pipe, he could just be on.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. If not, he'll just keep milking this. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got this. And he's got all these photos to pull from way back when.
Right.
Look, I've done this. This is real. I've, really done this, and this. And so it's happening all over again. But I think it's more of just a milking for views. Right. To get, a little chump change out of TikTok and wherever he's at.
Well, if he can get a continuous audience, and that way he's got a monthly income coming in and get, I thought on that one TikTok account, like 23 million views or something on that account. So, that's got to pay something. It's got to pay something.
He's got 15,500 followers, 103 videos.
Yeah. So, I believe it's going to be, personally, I think it's about the money, but, I don't know. It could be he has some personal issues going on that he wants to do this, but that's not for me to say. And don't have anything against him, whatever. If he comes out with something new, I'll look at it, of course. But I will look at it through rose-colored glasses, knowing exactly that whatever he's showing me is going to be fake and made up. I don't think at this point I could not believe Rick Dyer had anything to do with the Bigfoot. Even if he brought it to me and sat it on my lap, I would not believe it.
You know what I would say to him? I would say, "Who did you steal that from?"
Yeah. But no, I could see something, an elaborate scheme going on, something that took years to plan out with some overseas contacts involving importation of a deceased, I don't know if he would be better off with a gorilla or orangutan, but one or the other, and just do a little anatomy work on it, maybe change a few facial features to make it look a little different. Yeah, Steve's Curious Cryptid said it's the same old song, just a different tune. I believe you got it, Steve.
Yes, it's the same tune, just the lyrics have changed a little bit. That's all it is.
Let me see if he's following you.
I'm just hoping for something big, Steve. I'm not hoping for another picture of a guy with the fake Bigfoot suit that's got the Bigfoot head on top of the guy's head. I'm hoping for something better than that. We need more quality.
I think we should.
Zorth and crew. Yeah, Mick.
Yeah, Rick. Zor says you're full of beans.
Oh, his wife's got a TikTok.
Unreal.
Nope, he's not following you or me.
Not yet, anyway.
No.
Yeah, I didn't even know what TikTok was until about 6 months ago when my wife said something about, "You seen TikTok?" Like, no.
I only started following it originally because my daughter wanted on it, and I wanted to know what it was about, you know. And then I started watching, and I got addicted to the 30-second videos.
They've got the little short videos.
Yeah.
And I have seen some of those. Of course, I spend a lot of time looking on YouTube and stuff. And some of those crossover where they've put listed a TikTok video on YouTube, and it'd be like a little dance thing for 30 seconds or something. Yeah. And some of those things are hilarious. I mean,
and some of them are the biggest waste of time.
No, the whole thing's a big waste of time, but it's hilarious still. I don't know how I can go to bed at 11 and then look at 1 o'clock in the morning because I've been sitting there scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah. I'd much rather scroll on YouTube. Anyone exposing for piping in sounds or howls? No, I haven't heard about it, but I'm going to check it out now.
He discovered that? I thought somebody else originally found that out. Brent, are you in here? You had information about that, didn't you?
He does some in-depth video analysis. Some of them he does is a little bit too in-depth for me.
Yeah.
But
wow. This has been quite the interesting night. See, what I love about this is that the show is completely unscripted, so we have no idea where the show will turn something. I mean, sometimes we prepare a guest and we have prepare a presentation or something. Tonight was just like, well, we're getting back at it. We'll say hello. We'll kind of play it by ear, and then this comes up. All because I say, we haven't seen Rick Dyer in a while. And then,
thanks, Nikki.
And I'm like, what? You have not been paying attention. No.
Not on TikTok, no.
Not on TikTok. Yeah, no, nothing on YouTube. He doesn't have anything but his Rick on the Move, which is his car thing on there. So it's just on TikTok. So he's not going to get huge following right away, but I mean, he's getting there. What did that say?
No, we're all heartbroken over that one, Steve.
Yeah. Yes, Patty Troy, it is.
I don't know. I think I enjoyed that show they had years ago that one says Bigfoot Captured or something. That was a really good show. And it really got a lot of attention. I had family members calling me, "Hey, turn on the TV. They got him." I was like, what?
Yeah, that's been coming up a lot.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Brian. We've been talking about Expedition Bigfoot for a long time here.
Yeah.
And some of their falsities, like the Antoine Ranch and the Cinnabar Mine, and then remember them walking through the wood, the grass or something to a remote area, and in the grass next to them, you can see where somebody is driven.
Yeah, they were so far in, only several miles of hiking to get to this area by access only, and then you see the car tracks in the grass. That was pretty bad.
Yeah. Entertainment, folks. All entertainment.
All entertainment.
And there's a lot of new Bigfoot stuff too that's coming on the different streaming network things. I see a lot of stuff dated 2022s for the Bigfoot show. And some of them I know is probably going to be not very good. But some of them might be good. If I see anything noteworthy, I'm gonna write it down and mention it. Because we're coming up on cold weather time soon. And once that gets up, oh good, I'll be back into watching Bigfoot documentaries and
in other words, what Chris is saying, his wife doesn't hit him over the head with the frying pan and go out and mow the lawn.
Yeah.
I know people were saying, "Oh, it's so nice, it's cooling down," and I'm like, "Cooling down? It's still 98 degrees here."
Hey, Chris, would you mind passing another banana muffin over here?
Here you go, bud. You want one with nuts? I think these are almonds. I'm not certain.
No, you can hold my nuts.
Hold the nuts. Oh man.
And no, it was funny because before the show started, Chris and I were talking, and his wife came down with the muffins, and I was like, I turned around, and I go, "You're trying them." I go, "Oh, tell Sandy on my behalf that they're delicious too." And all of a sudden, Chris goes, "Hey, Sandy, Steve says the muffins are delicious." And you just hear her laughing in the background.
Oh yeah, gotta make sure I have my banana nut muffins for the show. You know, and I've been sitting over here. You guys probably noticed. I apologize. I've been snacking on one during the show here.
Well, you could be like Henry May, who ate a bowl of ramen soup during the show.
I've been meaning to call him and see how he's doing.
Yeah, I miss that guy.
Oh, he's still doing his weekly show on his channel, but you know, it's not. He just posts a weekly video, and Henry comes up with some pretty cool stuff sometimes. You know,
he's got a great memory for a lot of facts and stuff. Just great. But I have noticed a couple of things he's posted are debunked stuff that he doesn't talk. Like he had the Mark Anders video up and not knowing that it was what it was.
When you have so much information to follow, you know, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I personally try to be very succinct about what we put up here and put out, because I don't like putting up false stuff when it's not, and that's why. Or we'll just analyze it or just say, "Hey, I'm not speaking for this. I have no idea what are your people's thoughts." And
well, that's the issue that we'll kind of run into. You, me, a handful of others who talk about the unmentionable stuff.
Yes.
I don't like to do encounter stories. I will do them when I have a guest on that has had an experience so that you all can get to know them. Mm-hmm. But generally I don't do encounter stories anymore because they all sound the same.
Yeah, and with pictures and video, about all we can do is really look at it and say, well, I kind of like this, or I don't really like it, and then kind of get into why we don't like it or why we do like it. And that's about it. Can't really say if it's a real deal or
I analyze it too much now. It's like, okay, is that realistic? Could that really happen? The way they're telling the story, it takes kind of some of the fun out of just listening to a story.
Well, a lot of times
I'm constantly thinking about that.
Back on the old platform, we would have witnesses that would be on, pretty routinely, and they would share their stories, and that was pretty interesting. And some of the best conversations really happened after the show. I would come up with some questions that I'd just, said spaced on during the show, and we would be talking and more or less comparing, and I would ask a few questions, and they would, well, how did it do this? How did it drink? And then they would share some info, and I'll be like, wow, this person, I believe, knows what they're talking about.
Yes. And unbeknownst to a lot of people, Dyer can sit there and throw stones saying, "Oh, your armchair researchers and stuff." I'm not. I'm out there. I just don't post every other day what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't say, "Hey, look," when I post stuff, it's when we find something or we're excited about something. Like I was out last night. We were talking to Chris. I was out last night with Mike Ann and Alex Petikoff, who's been on the show, and I've been on his show. from Small Town Monsters. And, you know, we were out till to the wee hours of the night last night. I think I didn't, you know, I got up, I was telling Chris, and Chris goes, "Oh my God." I said, I got up at 4 a.m. yesterday morning for the Whitehall thing, get, you know, stuff, truck load, you know, all that other fun stuff. And I was out till 2 a.m. That makes for a lot. And I think I finally went to bed probably around 3:30.
22-hour day there.
But before I forget, I want to do a quick pitch for Tim Halloran's book. If you haven't seen this book called The Bigfoot Influencers, it's got interviews with a number of researchers, including, you know, Cliff Barrickman, Lyle Blackburn, Amy Boo, Peter Byrne, Lauren Coleman, Daryl Collier, Shane Corson, you know, Dr. Esteban Sarmiento, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Dr. Russ Jones, Tom Steenberg, our good friend Tom, Tom Shea, Bob Strain, Catley Strain, Les Stroud, Craig Woolheater, and also me. But yeah, that is on sale. You can get it through Amazon. Bigfoot Influencers, great read. So
nice.
And you can skip over my chapter. I don't care.
I'm going straight to it.
I was going to say, I'm going to go straight to that one first.
I'm going to highlight it and call me out on it.
Yeah. You said.
But I just want to do that. And I think we'll have Tim on in the future. Right now, he's doing his own podcast now, too, calling the Bigfoot Influencers podcast. Oh, and I'm sure that eventually my turn will come up to be over there and do that, because he's doing, everybody he interviewed, he's doing podcasts with them. So, but at some point, I'd like to get him on there and ask him, where the hell did you come up with this idea? Why? And, but yeah, good read.
There is something, I'm sorry, Steve, I'm going to jump in here real quick. Michael Haywood says that's where those water filtration straws come in good. I was wondering, has anybody used one of those water filtration straws? Because to me, I'm kind of skeptical of that deal. I don't think you could stick this filter straw down into muddy water and drink clear water out of the other end.
You can. My son has one.
Does it work?
It's called the Life Straw. Yeah.
I'll be dang.
Yep.
Well, wow. That would be a whole lot easier than carrying around, 10 pounds of water bottles in your back,
Well, yeah, the thing is that one, yeah, I mean, you want to carry your water supply with you, but that Life Straw is just in case you get stuck and your water supply runs out and you're lost or something like that. You can use that to sustain you for a while.
So kind of like a temporary deal. I'm sure once it would eventually get clogged up with mud and all the bacteria.
Yeah, and once you use it, it's probably, once you use it, you're going to toss it.
Okay.
Or maybe you change the filter, and I don't know.
Well, that's interesting. That would beat boiling water because,
just so you know, we've had some other people come in during the show. I know Prairie Fire popped in during the show. Don Fuller popped in, and the Bat Mom popped in. So hello,
Bat Mom.
She just popped in.
Oh, good to see you guys and gals.
Influencers. Bigfoot Influencers has a TikTok.
Nice.
Yeah. Michael,
and guess who is not in that book? I'm the greatest Bigfoot tracker in the world.
He's an influencer too. I mean,
Yeah, he influences me how many times to flush the toilet. That's what he influences me.
I must have spelled it wrong. I don't see it on YouTube though.
Yeah, Michael, I think I'd boil the water first too. Yeah, I believe it would. I still don't trust that stuff. There's little bacterias around in that water. I mean, even if it's, I drink brown water. I've done that before. There's still bacterias in there that could get you.
Hey, Uncle Bones, number 2, we called you out earlier in the first round.
Yeah. Uncle
Bones. Gotta pay attention around here.
Good to see you. We love you. Guarantee it. Appreciate having each and every one of you. And tickled to death to have everybody here. Did not think anybody was going to make it. Because, you know,
what a great crowd. What a great
Are you kidding me? I was on my show. Oh, we got to get off because Steve's coming on, you guys. I haven't seen him in a while. I got to get off.
Oh, Nikki, you're just too much. You're great. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you
what.
It's
been a while since we've been on, and they had Steve locked up in a warehouse somewhere for a month, month and a half.
I know. I kept trying to call him. Come on my show. Come on my show. And he's like, I'm busy.
I know. I've been traveling the freaking state back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And actually multiple states, because there's a couple of stores that are in Vermont that I deal with. So, but all done. Matter of fact, I took a vacation day today to get out of the inventory. That's tonight. So I'm done with inventories. Tonight was the last one. Hope they have fun.
Good.
Because I'm the only one from my department that's made every single one. So, except this one. So, my turn can be to have this one off.
Yeah. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for having me
thank you for coming on, Nikki. We're gonna get off the air here just a few minutes early, but you know, we're gonna have a good lineup next week. We'll figure out something. Because I like doing things on the cuff, because sometimes you can plan things in advance, and if you plan them too much, then somebody cancels and it causes the whole
I know. Those are horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am so glad that everybody, you know, stopped in this week to see us. When I saw that number of people sitting in our chat room watching us, I was shocked. And I want to thank everybody for coming on and checking us out. And like I said, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff over this next season. Well, this is what I kind of call the new season. So in every new season, we do some different things, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. So, you know, stay tuned for that.
As it starts cooling up, we may have more sightings. You never know.
You know, this is the time last year we did an in the field episode. We may be able to do that again.
That's right, you did.
Yep, and that was quite the episode that time.
I got to start getting ready for my Squatch-A-ween.
Squatch-A-ween. And October 20 again. Reminder: October 22nd for all you New Yorkers or Ohio or wherever you're from, Pennsylvania, Canada. Chicago Lake Bigfoot Expo will be Saturday, September 22nd, 2022, featuring Dr. Jeff Meldrum, myself, Paul Matea, Seth Breedlove, just to name a few, and Peter Weimer. So it's going to be a really good, fun time there, and you know, it's kind of a nice, cozy atmosphere as well. So. I think you'll all enjoy it if you pop down. So, Chris, you know your thing. And again, thanks, Nikki, for coming on. That was a lot of fun. I appreciate you.
Nikki, we appreciate you so much. That really changed the whole show right there.
One little thing.
Yeah, appreciate you keeping us on our toes. That's good. But want to thank everybody for coming in. Everybody in the chat room and everybody's listening live. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. If it's your first time listening, on YouTube, you know, give us a subscribe, hit the like button, help us out, help us get found with the algorithm. Every little bit helps, and it doesn't cost a thing. We love you. We appreciate you.
Right.
Amen. And everybody, on behalf of myself and Chris and everybody here at Squatch-D TV, we want to wish everybody a happy, healthy, and safe week. You know, like I say every week, God bless and keep on squatching. We'll see you here next week, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Squatch-D TV, SquatchDTV.com.
Hey, folks, you've been watching Squatch-D TV. Join us each week, Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, for the latest on the Bigfoot mystery. As always, we thank you for being our loyal viewers and encourage all to subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/Steve Kulls. As always, have a great week. Stay safe. God bless. And keep on squatching.